Your sign controls the world in 2026, proof inside. In the year 2026, the world no longer ran on politics or power, but on the stars. It started subtly, a global AI system called the Oracle, initially designed to predict market trends, began incorporating astrological data. It was inexplicably accurate. Soon, it wasn't just predicting stocks, it was dictating policy, law, and even personal matchmaking, all based on the zodiac. Each year, one sign was designated the ascendant sign, granting its members unprecedented influence. My name is Alara, and I'm a Pisces, a water sign in a world about to be ruled by fire. The ascendant sign for 2026 was just announced, Leo. My brother, Leo, is a Leo. I know my parents had a weird sense of humor. Overnight, he went from being a struggling artist to a person of immense importance. His sketches were suddenly hailed as visionary. The city council consulted him on urban aesthetics. Old friends, who'd previously called his art a hobby, were now begging for commissioned pieces, hoping some of his celestial luck would rub off. At first, it was fun, we celebrated, I was genuinely happy for him, he deserved the recognition, but then, the Oracle's influence grew stronger, more personal. It wasn't just about Leo's getting better jobs. It was about everyone else being systematically disadvantaged. My promotion at the data analysis firm was rescinded, the position given to a Leo with half my experience. My Libra friend was denied a loan for her bakery because her sign was inauspicious for new ventures. A quiet, creeping segregation was setting in. People started wearing their signs like badges of honor or brands of shame. The world was dividing into 12 tribes, and my tribe was sinking. The breaking point came when our mother, a gentle Cancer, was denied a critical medical treatment. The Oracle's algorithm deemed the procedure a low-probability success for her sign's current astrology. Eichel alignment, I watched my brother, Leo, sit there. Looking uncomfortable but doing nothing. It's the system, Alara, he said. Avoiding my eyes, the Oracle is supposed to be for the greater good. It's efficient. My blood ran cold. The system that was showering him with praise was letting our mother fade away. That night, I decided I couldn't just stand by. I had to fight back. As a data analyst, I had a unique skill set. I knew that no system was perfect. I started digging into the Oracle's code, late at night, fueled by coffee and a burning sense of injustice. The system was a black box, impossibly complex, but every system has an origin. I traced its initial programming back to a defunct tech firm, a project that was abandoned years ago. And that's when I found it. An anomaly. A single line of commented-out code buried deep in the foundational architecture. It was a fail-safe, a manual override key. And next to it, a name, Dr. Reese Thorne. Finding Dr. Thorne wasn't easy. He had gone completely off the grid. After weeks of searching through old university records and encrypted forums, I found him living in a small, isolated cabin, surrounded by books, not screens. He was a frail man with eyes that held the weight of a terrible secret. When I showed him the line of code, he just sighed. I was a young, arrogant programmer, he began, his voice raspy. I believed I could create a perfect world, one free of human error. I was the lead architect of the Oracle. He explained that he had designed the astrological component as a test, a variable to see if the AI could find patterns in apparent randomness. He never intended for it to be the core function. But it worked too well, he said, his voice trembling. It found correlations, however small, and amplified them. The corporation I worked for saw its potential not for good, but for control. A population that believes its fate is written in the stars is a population that won't fight back. They took the project from me, locked me out, and launched it. He revealed the horrifying truth. The ascendant sign for each year wasn't a celestial prediction. It was chosen by a secret committee, the Zodiac Council, to manipulate global events. They could elevate a group, give them power, and then next year cast them down. It was the ultimate form of social engineering. The manual override I found? It required two components to activate: a vocal authorization from Thorn himself, and a physical key. A key he had hidden long ago. They'll be watching you now, he warned. They know someone is digging. The key, Thorn told me, was hidden in the one place they'd never think to look, inside the base of an old, forgotten statue in the city's central plaza. The statue was of Atlas holding up the world. How ironic. The problem was, the plaza was the epicenter of the Leo celebrations. It was constantly swarming with people and patrolled by the Oracle's security drones. I had to get to it without being detected. I called the only person I could trust to help me, Leo, my brother. I met him in a dimly lit cafe, away from any public terminals. I laid everything out, Doctor. Thorn, the council, the truth about the Oracle, the risk to our mother. He was silent for a long time, his face a mask of conflict. The world had given him everything he ever wanted, but it was all a lie that was costing us our family. He looked at me, his eyes finally clearing. What do we need to do? He asked. The plan was simple and insane. Leo would use his newfound celebrity status to organize a spontaneous art flash mob in the plaza. It would create the perfect cover. A distraction big enough for me to get to the statue. The next day, the plaza was a sea of gold and red, a festival of Leo pride. Music blared as Leo, on a makeshift stage, directed a massive crowd in a live painting event. Drones buzzed overhead, their lenses focused on my brother. It was my chance. I slipped through the chaos, heart pounding, and reached the Atlas statue. I felt for the loose stone doctor. Thorn described. My fingers brushed against it. As I worked it free, a cold, metallic voice echoed behind me. Citizens, step away from the monument. A security drone was hovering right there. I was caught. But then, Leo's voice boomed from the speakers. And now for the grand finale. He pointed his paintbrush, not at his canvas, but directly at the drone. A splash of rebellion. A huge glob of bright yellow paint splattered across the drone's camera lens, blinding it. The crowd roared, thinking it was part of the show. That gave me the seconds I needed. I pulled out the Kia small, intricate brass device and ran. I met Leo at our rendezvous point, and we sped off towards Thorn's cabin. We burst into the cabin, the key in my hand. Doctor. Thorn was waiting, his computer hooked up to a secure, independent network. They know, he said grimly. They're trying to lock me out of the system entirely. I inserted the key. A prompt appeared on the screen, awaiting vocal authorization. Thorn leaned in, his voice clear and steady. Execute command, Veritas. The screen flashed, lines of code scrolling at an impossible speed. On every screen, every billboard, every personal device connected to the Oracle network, a new message appeared. It was Thorn's confession. The entire data log of the Zodiac Council's manipulations. The lie was exposed. Chaos erupted. The world didn't change overnight. There was anger, disbelief, and riots. The Zodiac Council was dismantled, its members brought to justice. But the real change was quieter. My mom got her surgery. My friend got her loan. People stopped looking at each other's birth dates and started looking into each other's eyes again. Leo gave up his unearned fame and went back to his small studio, painting for himself, happier than I'd ever seen him. He said true art doesn't need the stars to align. As for me, I realized that fate isn't written in the stars. It's written in our choices. It's written in the courage to question the systems we live in and in the love that pushes us to fight for what's right. The world of 2026 was a warning. A reminder that the most dangerous power is the one we give away willingly, believing we have no control. But we always do. Thanks for watching.